Yeah. Hey, namaste. How are you guys? Sarah Rosenez here. We are doing yoga today. I was looking to plug this in, and I'm just hoping you guys can still hear me okay, because I have my computer backed up so you can see the full screen. And I don't have the adapter anymore. It's kind of a bummer. Okay. But we're going to start. We're going to start soon. It's about 1 minute before class usually starts here, but you're probably showing up on the recording. What you'll need, I would recommend two blocks and possibly a blanket. So move this stuff out of the way. So when you grab that, maybe even a water, some things out of the way over here, right? I feel like, well, I have to be honest. I feel like this is like one of my favorite rooms in the house. We call it the yoga room, but it's also our dance space. So this is our like family Friday night dance parties are here. But it's like our everything. All right. I definitely think it's bright enough. I know, I wish I had an adapter that I used to have. Yeah. No, it's funny that how those things like electronic, it's like a wire like this, but it would plug into my computer and it's not funny. Okay. But let's get started with this. So we're talking about manifesting and what that means and how all the many different ways to do it. And one of the big ways to manifest, to draw in what it is that you want in your life and to feel like you're in the flow. So you're calling in what you want into your life and it's matching up with your frequency. And one way that's really fun is to create a vision board. Now, I just said right out loud to you, I would confess that this room feels a little, ooh, this is dusty, that this room feels a little discombobulated and messy and a little disorganized. From this angle, not so much, but I have a printer over there. This is very busy too. There's some things on here. I want it more. Family time is really important, so I put family pictures on there, but look at all of that stuff. So that's just getting messy. So when I feel like my life is messy, my vision board is as well. So I need to like take things off. I want to keep published there because I'm going to send out my memoir soon. But let's do this. My business is taking off. And I'll tell you why I'm taking this off of this. This is an example. My business is taking off. My book writing schedule is set. My business is taking off. It's not quite there yet, right? It's taking off. We want to even be more assertive and even more assured. So I'm going to say thank you for this lesson, but I'm going to be very, very clear. And I'm going to say my business is flourishing. However you want to say that. I have a little mission statement for my board. And right here it says, I am committed to transforming my fears to love. I will open my heart and mind to love, and I will let my intuition guide me. I welcome all the spiritual assignments that may come, and I am ready, willing, and able to smother my fears within the light of love. I choose to see love instead of fear. And a lot of that might be even borrowed from Gabby Bernstein. So she teaches a lot of the Course in Miracles, and she takes that Course in Miracles that Marianne Williamson did as well, and she makes it more accessible to all of us. So I have right here, make time for what you love. Spend more time with John. I definitely want to spend more time with my partner. Publish book, more joy with girls and husband. So I'm going to take that off because it's written in a messy, it's so messy. So I'm going to take that off. I'm going to get really clear. I'm going to get neater with this. Whole food base, I already do that. I can take that one off. Done. Get stronger lift. I'm doing that. Done. More time outside. I'm going to leave this time outside because I do love time outside. right? So I'm just showing you how I'm decluttering it. Those are my examples. I'm going to set it to the side. I'm going to do some of this later because we're going to do yoga. But there are other things on here I'm going to take off. I'm going to take off this picture of this muscle lady. I'm lifting weights, and I'll put some new things on it, but I have a lot of beautiful quotes on here. But it's a little jumbled, right? Heal myself, right? Instead of saying heal myself, healed. That's the man, healed, right? So I'm going to change that. I'm just going to write a new one, healed. All right. So let's get started and let's call in whatever it is that you want right now in your life. What do you want? What do you want to be clear of? And as if, and last week, I know this is building on from the week before, but as if it's already here, right? So we don't want to say, I want to be healed, right? Okay. So it's like that. It's like done and done. It's done. All right. So we're going to start on your mat. You might sit on a blanket. Show you how to do that. If your hips are really tight, I'm just gonna turn this off because this might give some. This is a little heater. I like a little warmth when I am doing my yoga. I do. I love the heat. I can't wait for yoga on the deck. I could technically do yoga on the deck, but one time I lost Wi-Fi. Okay, let's find a comfortable seat. And just take a moment here. You can close your eyes or gaze at one point. Just take a moment to arrive in your body. A hand to your heart, a hand to your belly. As you just notice and feel. We'll take a few releasing inhales and exhales together. Take a deep breath in. Releasing breath out of the mouth with a inhale, breathe in. Exhale. And one more like that. And either with the eyes open or closed, I'm going to really work on how we're sitting in our seat today. Okay, so you have your blanket here. Take a moment to draw the inner thighs in, back, and apart. So you might actually kind of move the flesh and even bring your sit bone and broaden your right sit bone more right. And then the left side, as you bring the inner thighs in, back, and apart, and broaden your sit bone out to the left. And then from this really steady base, right? From the steady base, take a moment here to open up to whatever is bubbling up for you, right? So it might even be a little anxiety, like, oh wow, I can wish for whatever I want. Right? I can wish for whatever I want. And that's a lot, right? So we want to think about that. And yes, you can. And each and every thought becomes words, and those words become actions. And those actions become your destiny. That's the frequency. It's just a frequency that keeps going. So yeah, we want to move out of those lower vibrational thoughts into those higher vibrational thoughts. So once again, take a deep breath in. And just say yes. Say yes to moving up to that higher vibrational thought pattern, for knowing that you are the co-creator in your life. Good, good. And then from your very periphery, from your fingertips, your toes, even your head, you just hug into that truth, knowing that everything that you need is within you. It's not out there, right? It's here. It's here. And then my vision board is just a reflection of what's going on right now in my life. And I can cultivate that and make that better. Everything is within me. It's not outside of me. It's here. It's right here. As you hug into the self, you're going to you brought the inner thighs in, back, and apart to broaden your seat, to broaden your foundation, right? So you keep the inner thighs going in, back, and apart, but then we just draw that navel towards the spine, and lengthen the tailbone down, and that ever narrowing of the waistline down into the earth. So you feel that core stabilization, your Uddiyana Bandha, that belly rock. So good, nice. Yeah. And then from this weightiness of the hips into the earth, you just lift up a little taller through the crown of the head. You expand from that Shushumna from the spine. Expand the right shoulder a little bit more right, the left shoulder a little bit more left, and same for the knees, right? Even you can even imagine the ears having this expansion out, right? And as you root down and you sink down to the earth, you just keep extending up even higher towards the ceiling, towards the sky, towards the sun. Lovingly draw the hands together before the heart, sealing in your heart's intention or even intentions today with Om. Take a deep breath in to prepare. Om. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Shaktitananda Mortaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. From your head to your heart. So good. All right. So I'm just going to get the blanket out of the way for myself. If you have your legs crossed in one way, if it's one leg in front of the other, I'm going to switch that, or one leg on top. If you cannot cross your legs, or if you're in a chair, just be where you need to be for this practice today. So good. Bring your chin towards your chest. And it's always just honoring where you are, with the head heavy all the way over to the right shoulder, all the way over to the left shoulder. Just allowing the head to be heavy as you arrive here even more fully into your feet. Thanks. So we're allowing the head to relax. We're allowing that mind stuff to be where it is, to give it a rest for a moment, knowing that when you're done here, you can go about your day. You can jump from idea to idea. And then bring your chin parallel to the earth and lift your chin up towards the ceiling, towards the sky. And then shake your head yes a few times as you bow to your own heart, to that place where you feel. And allowing yourself, just for this class as a practice, to allow the heart to lead you throughout the practice, and to plant the seed of what it is that you want to manifest. I'm giggling, it's just because I'm starting to feel, I planted it there and I'm feeling it, and it feels really good. It feels really good to be in that place of love, that vibration of love. All right. Bring your chin to a parallel to neutral. So good. I'm gonna do one more thing for the neck. Right ear towards your right shoulder. Now that might be enough for some of us, right? That could be where you need to be. If you'd like to add a little bit more movement or counter, the left hand comes out to the side, and you're gonna flex your fingertips up towards your shoulders if you're pressing the earth away. And that's like, it's like you press away and then you feel more of a stretch to that side of the neck. Yeah. Good. So you can add another thing on. The right hand might come up and overhead, and you're directing your elbow out to the side of the room. Yeah. Just a few breaths here. You got it. The back of the hand. The back of the hand. I think we did these last week. I apologize if you did. Hand to your side of your face and come back up. But if we did, we need to do it again. Ear to shoulder. Just be where you need to be. So you have all your variations. Perhaps the right hand comes out to the side and kind of press away to get a deeper stretch through the right side of your neck. And add that, and then find that lengthening action, right? The fingertips just kind of graze the ear, and the elbow extends out. So good. Yeah, and it's a full breath in, full breath out, full breath in, full breath out. Back of the hand which is the side of the face as you come back to neutral. So good, nice. All right. Bring the hands behind you. Come to your windshield wiper legs and just take a moment here to find some movement in your legs as you bring the legs right and left and right. Fantastic, yeah. And then crisscross the legs or even just fold to the side, one of the sides, and come up to your tabletop, your hands and your knees. And then your hands and your knees, wrists and shoulders line up. And as you bring the shoulders and the wrists to line up, just take a moment here to notice your hands as you broaden your fingers just wide enough, right? Not too wide. The index finger, the thumb press down, the pinky finger, the outer heel of the hand. And then just notice your knees as well. Notice if you feel like your knees are too close, right? You might want to walk your knees back a little. So the knees are pretty much right underneath your hip points. And you feel stable, just like a table, right? So if someone came over and put their lunch on your back, they could use you as that, right? As a table. As you inhale, lift and lengthen through the crown of the head, the tailbone. On your exhale, round through your spine. Good. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, round. And 2 more. Good. And then find a neutral spine, neither rounding nor lifting. Nice. As long as it's okay for you, you're gonna lift the right arm up, thread the right arm through and lower down to your right shoulder, the side of the face. Now, if this doesn't work for you, right, you can do the shoulder stretch right here. It's the same benefits without the weight bearing. And then another thing you could do is use that blanket right underneath your face as like a cushion if your body's not allowing you to come all the way down. Just working a few more breaths here. Big breath in, big breath out. I'm going to come out of the pose, but you stay in it. You have a few more breaths here as long as you can stay in that shape. The Ujjayi breath is an inhale through your nostrils and inflates your lungs, and then out of your lungs, past your throat and out of your nostrils. There's an ever so slight restriction of the glottis at the back of the throat. And the Ujjayi breath is what we're going to incorporate throughout our practice today, through our flow. Good. On your next inhale, lift the right arm up, bring the right hand down. And inhale, the left arm will lift up, reach up. For the left arm through lower down to your shoulder, perhaps the side of your face. Yeah. Use your tools if you need them. It could be yoga blocks or a blanket. Breathing into all those spaces that we worked on, right? The neck, shoulders, all the spaces there and in between. And yeah, just working the breath. So imagine the breath as you breathe into the back plane of the body, the ribs lift, right? I'm sorry, the ribs expand, but the back of the ribs, the back plane of the body, the ribs lift, right? And the front ribs expand out. And then there's a soft hug to the south as you exhale. And then you begin again. And if you're noticing your mind, right, your mind is like jumping from thought to thought, idea to idea. You're welcome to get, they call it like a banana for that monkey mind. On your inhale, you can say to yourself, love. On the exhale, let go. Now, what is it that you're letting go of? And it's the resistance, any resistance to that vibration of love. Inhale, love. Exhale, let go. Just a few more breaths there. So good. On your next inhale, you'll come all the way up. And go ahead and unthread the arm. Bring the hand down. Good, good. And take a moment here to walk the knees back in space. So it's as if you're in a knee down plank, if you will. As you're in this knee down plank, inhale and get really tall from your armpit to your waistline, and just feel for a moment. Just be okay with whatever it is that you're noticing. Good, and then on your exhale, just draw in once again the arms into the heart, the legs all the way up. Yeah, into the heart as well. Good, good. Keep all of that as you continue to draw the inner thighs in, back, and apart, and you lengthen the tail and feel that power in the belly. Toes are tucked under. Lift the seat up and back, down dog, downward facing dog. Good, so continue to draw the length of the arms, the legs, into that beautiful space of love, frequency in the heart center and your down dog. Head is heavy. You can shake out the head as you continue to let go of any of that resistance. Once again, just breathing in and drawing in as you allow the outer body to soften to the inner knowing, that inner presence that you are everything you've been seeking. That all of the codes that you need, all the signs that you need are within you. And continue to hug the arms and the legs into the heart, and from the heart, extend back out and get longer, get taller. Good, keep all of those things, but continue to draw the inner thighs in, back, and apart as if you're broadening your seat, your sit bones, right sit bone, right, left is left, and lengthen the tailbone. Feel that Uddiyana Bandha lock. Good. From your heart space, right? From your heart space, you then extend down, right? You get more grounded, longer even. I feel my hands slip. I'm just gonna grab. Look, I have a lotion on my hand. I'm gonna grab my shirt to use it as a towel. I'm gonna be expansive and not so expansive. If you're slipping, right? All right. Good, good. Look forward, tiptoe the hands forward and fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the shins or fingertips to the floor. Exhale and pull, press through the feet. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Root down as you rise high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, get really tall once again. Exhale, arms down by the side. Inhale, sweep the arms out, big stretch here. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, top of a push-up, high plank. Exhale, the low plank. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, down dog. Adho Mukha. Good, yeah, down dog. Big inverted V. Now, if you're skipping the down dog, you can do your child's pose with the knees wide, big toes touch. Full breath in. Full breath out. Then inhale, look forward, tiptoe the feet forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold, press through the feet. Inhale, come all the way up to stand, root down to rise high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in. And just open up to what is. Exhale, arms down by the side. Inhale, the possibilities, right? Inhale, reach up. Sometimes that can be frightening. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Chaturanga Dandasana, gazes slightly forward. You might even move, right? If you feel like your shoulders are back in space, like this. If you feel like your shoulders are back in space, you might need to bring your shoulders slightly forward so the shoulders are above the rest. Then you go into a low plank. Inhale, up, forward facing dog. And my thighs are actually not touching. It does look like they are touching the floor because I have really big quad muscles. I don't know if you like, I want you to notice that about me. But I know I don't photograph well. For yoga journal, I would never, because I have, what is it, short arm syndrome, long torso, right, and short legs. So my right, this guy right here, it looks like, but they aren't. I promise you, they're lifting. But you can be down here. You can be right here. You don't have to lift up all the way. You can have that little baby cobra, which is a-okay. Any cervical spine issues, you can be right here in crocodile, right? And then move into your child's pose. And those are possibilities, right? That's what's so exciting. Those are possibilities. Full breath in. Full breath out. Be more like that, right? Be more in your down dog, just being here, or your child's pose, or in your seat, being and breathing. Giving yourself this time to go in so you can find all those beautiful light codes, right? All of those beautiful pieces of truth. And then tiptoe your feet up to your hands. You got it. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Press to your feet. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Full breath in. Full breath out. Good. Hands. Inhale, sweep up, reach up, big stretch. Good. Exhale, fold forward. So we're going to add on, we're going to make this more interesting. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Giant step with your right foot back. Now, if having your knee down on your mat does not feel good, you can stay with your knee high, okay? I'm just going to move my mat back a little bit. You can have a double mat. You can use your blanket that you sat on. Knee comes down. Yeah. Good. Beautiful. Just take a moment here to say yes to wherever you are. I'm going to grab my blocks to kind of show you how to use blocks if you need them. Wherever you are, right? This is where you are. Choose again, right? If you feel like you've fallen off of the upward rotation of the higher, choose again. You have a limiting thought like, oh, I have so much to do. Or you can say, oh, I have all these possibilities of what can get done. Right? It's just a practice. So you might use your blocks like so. The hands might come to your front thigh, right? The blocks might be on the highest level, the lowest level, or hands to your front thigh. Saying yes to wherever you are, even if it's like moving out of the lower vibration to the higher vibration to draw on exactly what it is that you want. Right? Remember, it's not, I will heal myself. It's healed. Right? It's done. Stamp of approval, as if it's already happened. Good. Yeah, and my back leg and my front leg come in towards one another and all the way up into the pelvis. Right? They're super, super strong, like I have like stockings on them. My inner thighs, as you can see, and I'm going to bow slightly forward, go in, back, and apart. My booty broadens. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep that broadening. But then as I lengthen the tailbone, that belly power turns on, and it's just enough that ever narrowing from the waistline down, you get more narrow but stronger. So just that right amount of strength. Continue to hug those feet and legs into the pelvis. From the pelvis, you then press back down to the earth, and you become more expansive from the pelvis to the ends of the earth through the hands, right? You can even hear the ears might go back more. The palate and the mouth might go back more. And hands come down to your blocks. And then bring your knee down. We'll go right to that other side. The opposite leg comes forward. You might stay here the whole time with your hands on your blocks, and that is a-okay. And you don't have to have, I have my back toes tucked under because I'm a little bit overly flexible. You can always just click the toenail bed of the feet down. Okay, I'm gonna find what works for you there. That allows me to have more gas, as I call it, or more strength into my back leg. So I'm not just going right into a split here. It's a different pose. All right. So take a moment here to arrive and go in. Hands to the blocks on various levels, right? Be more than enough. Or hands to the front thigh. Just bring your arms out. Just say yes. Just say yes to what is, to where I am today. I want to choose better. Choose better. Just like anyone that's worked with children, we say there's no bad children. There's just bad choices, right? And that we're just big children. We're just big grown-ups. So same, right? Samesies. Just bad choices. Choose again. Choose love. Choose love. Say yes. Say yes to that. Yes. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then the legs, right? The legs, like if you have tights on your legs, not just yoga tights, but like real energy tights, all the way into the pelvis, right? Hugging everything in, and even the arms, everything's going into the pelvis. Even the head shortens into the pelvis. The inner thighs, if you need to see it again, they broaden back. If you need to fold forward a little bit and bring your hands to your blocks to the floor. Inner thighs go in, back, and apart. The right hip goes right, left goes left. And then you lengthen from your waistline down, ever narrowing, right? Narrows. Not ever narrowing, but it narrows down a little bit. So it tightens everything up, and you find your core strength, right? The pelvic floor lifts in and up. The pubic bone lifts up. Reach the arms up if that's in your practice. Maybe the head goes back. And it's always at that curve in your neck. So my gaze is high towards the ceiling, towards the sky. You breathe in, and breathe out. From your pelvis as you supercharge the arms, the legs, the head, everything into the pelvis, you extend back out into the earth. And all of these beautiful gifts that are within you that you just want to share. And all this love that's within you. Okay, hands come down. So good. Feet come down. Blocks on either side of your mat. Down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Full breath in and out. And one more like that. Big breath in and out. Okay, I'm going to look forward and tiptoe your feet forward to the top of your mat as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now bring a block between your shins and your calf muscles. Okay, and it's kind of, you're going to be like a human Pez dispenser here. Yeah. Okay. Now keep that there. Bend your knees, bring your sit bones back like you're sitting on the edge of a chair. Good, hands to heart center just to start. I'm going to really build this. Yeah. So you have to squeeze to the midline, right? You have to squeeze the right leg to the left leg to hold that block in place. So keep that. Yeah. Take a deep breath in. This is hard work, right? Just to be here. And hug, right? Hug the legs, everything, all up into the pelvis. And then from the pelvis, like a springboard down and out, and then up into the legs, into the pelvis again. And up and out as you bring the arms to the ceiling towards the sky. If this is too tight for your shoulders, hands can remain at heart center. Then inhale, come all the way up, reach up. Good, hands to the heart, right. So that was a long one. You might just want to watch this a little bit. So as you have your seat way back, right, as you have your seat way back, and you have that block there, it's pretty easy to find that inner spiral that we have with the inner thighs and the broadening of the booty. And then we just have to add the lengthening of the tailbone, right? But you still want to be in that seat. If you feel like your pelvis comes forward like so, and you're more like sitting on a stool and less in a kindergartner chair, you're going to find that kindergartner chair again, okay? And it's more of a lengthening and less of like a tilt, right? If that makes sense. So it's always that right amount of work. And sometimes it's so small that the eyes can't see it. We have to feel it, right? We have to feel it in our heart. Take a deep breath in. So join me here. If you haven't already, take a deep seat. Good, and then from the earth, supercharge from the earth into the length of the legs, all the way up to the pelvis, and from the pelvis down and out. From down and out to up and out as you reach the arms out and up and overhead. Maybe sink a little bit lower. Continue to draw the navel towards the spine. Inhale, come all the way up. You're good, hands to heart center. This time without the block. The feet might still stay broad or wide, or big toes touch, bend the knees. Reach the arms up. It's a full breath in. It's a full breath out. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more. Really building some strength here and stamina. Inhale, come all the way up. Good, hands to the heart. Exhale, arms down by the side. We're going to take a big step with your feet out and wide-legged straddle. Fantastic. Hands to the waist. Inhale, lift up through the heart. Exhale, fold forward. Let all of that go. Let all of that hard work go that you just did. And enjoy the breath. It might be a shake of the head. Then as you become more expansive in this forward fold, you might have to notice that the legs that are farther apart now than they just were, they have to work a little harder to hug into that midline, right? The right leg and left leg still come towards one another lovingly. And still draw in. Good. Enjoy another deep breath in. I know I am. I'm not talking. So like whenever I stop talking and you're like, it's like Sarah's enjoying our yoga. Well, one more breath in. Good. Let's bend the knees and then bring the hands to the top of the thighs. Slowly come on up. All right. Right toes will go forward in space. The back foot, we'll call that the left foot, will face towards the long edge of we're calling this the long edge of the mat, and the short edge would be the front and the back of the mat. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Reach the arms out from the shoulders, palms face down, bend into the right knee. Yeah. As best as you can, your shoulders and your hip points face the side of the room. Yeah. And there's a soft ease if you can at your right fingertips. The right inner thigh rolls up, and the knee of your front foot, that's your right foot if you can, right? And if you're already on the left side, just stay there. The right knee moves in possibly towards that second toe in from your big toe. Inhale, we're in peaceful warrior. Flip the right palm, just reach up and back. And just enjoy this expansion here, that you're creating this length through your body. You're going to take all this length with you as you bring your right forearm to your thigh. And then just pause here for a moment, take a deep breath in, and soften that outer exterior, that doership, if you will, over that inner knowingness that's always within you. Good. From your feet to the stems of the legs, from even your hands and your legs and your head, hug into the pelvis area, the whole pelvis. Good. Draw those inner thighs in, back, and apart. And if it helps, you can do like this down dog variation where you bring the hands down. So you can really feel it in the body as you draw the inner thighs in, back, and apart. And then lengthen the tailbone. As you lengthen the tailbone, you notice the flesh of your right butt cheek tucks under a little more. Right forearm back to the thigh, left hand to the left hip. Start to curl the head back. And as you continue to hug everything in, from the seat of the pelvis, you expand out as the left arm expands. Right, up and over the head. A few more breaths here. So good. One more deep breath in. Beautiful breath out. And we're just going to swoop all the way down. Find your wide-legged again. Sarva Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Now, you did this once before. If you'd like to, you can bring your toes slightly out and just bend into one knee and then the other if you'd like a little movement to shuffle through. If you're really open and flexible naturally, you can move into like that Skandasana variation where you bring your seat pretty close to your heel Now, if that does not feel good in your joints and your knees, you'll skip that. My heel just lifted up. Good. So you can move from side to side or just stay stationary. A few more breaths here to be and breathe, to be where you need to be in your body. Good. One more full breath in and out. All right. Gently your toes out. Once again, if they aren't already, find the top of the thighs. Slowly make your way up. Good, good. And the left toes will go to the short edge, if you will. That's the new front of the room. And the pinky toe of your right foot parallel with the back of your mat. Reach the arms out from the shoulders. Bend into your left knee. You're dressing a 2, warrior 2. So the heart, the shoulders, the hip bones face to the side of the room. And then your own face, if you can, the nose toward the left fingertips. And there's still that like little bit of a rotation, right, of the inner thigh up towards the ceiling as the knee tracks in towards that second toe in. Just a little refinement there. Now, the front heel, if you can, lines up pretty much with the middle part of the back foot. And if that doesn't work for you, it might be heel to heel alignment for some of you. If you have any contraindications. Good. Flip the left palm. Peaceful warrior. So lots of breath here, opening up the rib cage, the lungs, getting more expansion. I'm going to bring all this length with you as you find your extended side ankle variation. So I'm going to take a moment to pause here, to pause and go in. You need to go in to remind yourself of your heart's intention. You need to be really specific of what you ask for with your words. Good. And then hug the legs, the arms, the hands, everything into the pelvis. That's our focal point for this shape, our standing pose. Okay. And then draw the inner thighs in, back, and apart. And it helps you into that variation of your down dog. You use your blocks underneath your hands to exaggerate that sense of the inner thighs going in, back, and apart. I'm going to keep that, but lengthen the tailbone. As you lengthen the tail, you might notice that the left booty muscle tucks under more, right? That it kind of strengthens the left forearm to the front thigh, right into the right hip once more. Good, and then start to curl back a little bit through the palate of the mouth. Keep all of those things as you then shine out from the seat of the pelvis all the way out through the limbs of the legs, the torso, the arms, the head. You expand. Expand. First, you have to say yes, right? First, you have to say yes. Each time you say yes, that's your way of saying that you align yourself to that higher vibration. It's an attitude adjustment, if you will. Yeah. Enjoy a few more breaths here. You're good. This time you're gonna come all the way up to stand. Straighten your front leg. Co-heel your feet in. Move. Nice. All right, find your block once more between your shins and your calf muscles. Right, so it looks like that. This helps our back, okay? You can do it without it, especially if you're like, Sarah, I've been doing this forever, I don't need it. I like using props every once in a while because it does allow me to check in, and it gives us that biofeedback, right? That we know, so we can feel it. And a bend deeply, hands to the heart center, bend deeply into your knees. Twist to your right, hook the left elbow on the outside of the thigh. Yeah. Good. Got it. Nice. What this does, right? Sometimes what happens, right, when we're twisting, it's like a big movement, as we might do a few things. You might let go of the core, so you're going to stay super strong in your core. We're going to continue to hug the midline. We're going to hug that midline. That will protect your low back as well. Hands to heart center. Let's go ahead and fold for a moment. Big breath in. Big breath out. Bend into the knees, hands to the heart center. We have that other side. Inhale, get really tall once again from your armpit to your hip. And then twist to the left on your exhale. Big breath in. Big breath out as you twist. And continue, even if you're not using the lock, continue to hug the midline. Right? Keep saying yes. Keep saying yes. Keep drawing the energy from the earth through the length of the legs to the pelvis, from the pelvis all the way back down and out, and then like a springboard from the pelvis to the feet, to the crown of the head as you twist the fingertips as well. And then fold forward, let it go. Big breath in, big breath out. And just bring the blocks to right and left of your mat once again, because you might need them soon. You could just go right into down dog if you'd like a vinyasa, if you will, if you'd like to inhale. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Full breath in. And out. So good. All right. Look forward. Step your right foot forward. Bring your back foot about 45 degrees flat. Inhale, Urdhvasana 1, Warrior 1. You know, the back half muscle. Good. Enjoy another deep breath in. Big breath out. Good. From here, hands to the heart. Shift your weight into your right foot. And find your version of your airplane pose. Warrior 3. Urdhvasana 3. Perhaps the arms are by your side, or bring the biceps by the ears and reach forward. My hands are at heart center. Flex your left toes towards your nose, like you have a sneaker on your left foot. Okay, and then we're gonna do this thing where you start to bend into your right knee, land your left foot, almost like you're in a crescent lunge, right? And then lower your left knee down if you can. Now, if being knee down, again, is not working for you, keep your knee up for that variation. All right, hands to heart center. Inhale, get really tall through your torso, from your armpit to your waistline. Twist it out to the right, hook the left elbow on the outside of the thigh. You can stay here, knee down, or if you'd like, once again, you can start to lift up and bring the foot, the knee away from the mat. I'm gonna stay down here. A few more breaths here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, and just imagine, right? Imagine you have, no matter what variation you chose, if it's knee down or knee up, that you have that yoga block between those shins and those calf muscles. And come back to the self, come back to your breath. And nice, one more deep breath in. Full breath out. Good, hands come down. If you'd like, you can lift your left knee up and go right into your down dog. It's a big breath in here. And a big breath out. Gaze forward at your left thumb. Left foot steps forward, right foot about 45 degrees flat or so. 45 degrees flat or so. Urdhvasana 1, Warrior 1. Hands might catch the waist. You might be all the way in it. Oh yeah. You're like, I know what to do. Arms come up. Biceps slightly by the ears. Yeah. The ribs hug in, right? I know I have like a really bendy back, so I always have to think about my core engagement, right? Knitting the ribs in. Always a work. It's always a work in progress. And I'm a good human. We just need to make better choices. I choose again. All right, I'm gonna move this into balancing, and I'm gonna stay here that long. Hands to heart center. Launch your weight. The four corners of the feet, the big toe mound, the inner heel, the pinky toe mound, the outer heel, and then fly. Fly right into your Urdhvasana 3. Flex the right toes toward your nose. Arm variations of your choice. Big hands to heart, airplane wing arms by your side, or reach the biceps by the ears. Just as much as you reach forward with your sternum, with your heart, you extend back with your right foot. Okay, we're gonna land pretty much as you bend into your left foot on your right toes. Just be careful of those right toes. Okay, you could stay right here, right? You can stay right here. I'm lowering my right knee down gently. Inhale, once again, just check in. How tall can I get through my torso? And take all that length with you as you then twist to your left as you crisscross your right elbow area on the outside of your left leg. And you can stay here. You might lift your right leg up. Some of you might have that back foot at that 45-degree angle, and that is A-okay. And when you start to add on all these different variations of the pose, right, and they become more varied and more, if you want to say advanced, you can say that. The more that we need to come back to that center, right, the more we need to say yes. We need to say yes and choose. And choose love to feel, right, to connect with the front leg and back leg, squeezing into that imaginary block between the shins and the calf muscles. And sweet remembrance that everything that you want on the outside of you, you already have on the inside of you. You just have to choose love. You just have to match that frequency. Okay, a few more breaths here. Good, and then here we go. Unwind, frame the front foot. You might lift your right knee up. It might already be lifted, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more like that. Good, good. I'm gonna lower down to your knees. Good. Big toes touch. Find a child's pose. Stretch it out. Good. Full breath in and out. Good. Inhale, come up to your tabletop. Anyway you want to get there, find a seated position. I'm just going to put these on so I can see you a little better. Okay. All right. So some of these you might not want to do. You might need your yoga block or your blanket near you to sit on. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to do Gomukhasana. We'll start out in your tabletop. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to crisscross your right leg in front of your left leg. Right, and then swing your legs out to the side. Try to wear really bright pants so you can see me in this, right? Yeah, oh no, they're white. Okay, they're white down there. Right, so you can see my feet, and I'm gonna sit right between my legs. And I totally look like a cow's face, right? Yeah. All right, if you can't quite sit down here, you can bring a block underneath your fanny. You can bring, if it's more comfortable, a blanket. Yeah, okay. Left arm comes up and overhead. And then the other hand can help to open up your tricep. So you can stay right there. You might have, I'm going to show you with the shirt. So excuse my back for a moment. So with a shirt or with a yoga strap, you can walk your hands closer. Those of you that can reach for fingertips or wrists, you can do that. You can walk the hand up. Just wanted to show that as an option as well. Yeah. I'll continue to do the opposite though, as I'm facing you. You know. Or a dirty sock, right? Might be a really long sock. My favorite and most comfortable socks are my hiking socks. They're so comfy. Indeed. And yeah, and you can stay upright or fold forward. Now, folding forward does not feel good. You just stay upright. A few more breaths here, wherever you are. And just notice, did you let go of the container of your power in your belly? Can you tug that navel towards the spine? Lengthen the tailbone so you feel grounded into the earth in the seat. And grounded in your own life so you can continue to draw in what you want. You have to be somewhere to bring it in, right? You have to be grounded in the here and the now for it to arrive. And then inhale and come up. All right. Woo! That was a lot. That's a lot for my shoulder. It feels good though. All right, tabletop. You can go ahead and unthread or just come to tabletop. And then the opposite leg, it's probably your left leg, but it might not be. It'd be here. You can sit on your block, your blankets. You can say no thank you to all of this and do the same variation that we're doing on your back. You would just be doing this on the floor. And then hold the legs, kind of, yeah. Or just be like, no, thank you, I'm gonna do a different hip opener. So you have your arms, you have your right arm up and overhead. And use the opposite hand to kind of bring it down. And you can say upright or fold. And enjoy the breath. I know I'm not talking, we're still doing yoga. I went into my Zen place again, can you tell? Full breath, a few more breaths here. Once we get into the hips and the shoulders like this, it's like, what can you say, right? Okay. Woo! Good. And then you'll slowly come up. If you decided to fold, release the arms so it feels just right. Roll out your wrists. You can roll out your shoulders a little. And just feel it. If you're still in your Gobukasana legs, tabletop, unthread or uncross. The counter, even if you're on your back, unless you want to stay on your back, you can go into happy baby as a counter. But if you're in your tabletop, let's counter in a down dog, bringing the blood flow perhaps back to the legs and the joints. You find a little movement, then one knee and then the other. Fantastic. Good. And then from here, you'll lower the knees down. You know, right? And then find your way to your back. And I'm going to, for set 2 Bandhasana bridge pose. So you might need a yoga block. Yeah, bring a yoga block. I did not bring my. Ooh, where does the time go? I'm having too much fun. Too much fun with you. All right. Do you have your yoga block? Let me see, which one can you see better? So it doesn't matter, wait. All right, you have your yoga block. And I bring it either between, right, I put it right between my my quads, right from between my knee and my pelvis, or if that feels really, excuse me for a moment, really intrusive, not fun, sensitive even, we're gonna find that lower doing pes dispenser, so the calf muscles and the shins in, right? So if that for any reason does not feel super fun, you have 2 places to put the block where you can say no thank you. And you use your imagination, your mind's eye, right? To remind yourself there's something there that you're holding in place as you hug that midline, you ride that midline. You remember, right, in the center of your core, you are so strong. Cactus arms, so to find, not cactus arms, my apologies, Barbie doll arms. You reach the arms up, dig those elbows down, take an inhale and get tall once again through your torso and full and bright with breath. Wiggle your shoulder blades together. And as you do that, there's a, usually, not always, I should say, but usually you might notice there's a bigger curve that happens in the cervical spine. And we want that. So that's good. That's a good thing. We want that beautiful curve and archway, because in all buildings that have lasted for very long times, they've had those beautiful archways that make them stronger. The front of the throat is soft. You need to dig those elbows down just for this. Squeeze your block. Okay, and that's another way to kind of like squeeze in. You're gonna lift the fanny up just a little, right? And then drop the fanny. So like if someone put a hand or a piece of paper under your fanny, draw the inner thighs in, back and apart, right? And as you squeeze that block, you're gonna feel that happen, right? A lot of us can be like, oh, there's my sit bone. I just saw my sit bone. Yeah, it's in there. Lengthen your tailbone. And continue to squeeze the block and then lift up. Hands can come down by your side, or Mesh the hands underneath you. It might feel just right after those shoulder openers that you did today, that your hands might mesh. I told you I have that long torso, short arm syndrome, so my arms are just gonna stay by my side. And then from here, right, those inner thighs go in, back, and apart, and there's that ever, right, my pelvis expands laterally, and then as I lengthen my tailbone, there's a narrowing that happens, the knees and the shins go forward in space. And there's a beautiful toning that happens in the butt muscles, but there's no gripping with the booty, right? It's just toning, natural strengthening. And then you slowly lower down. And you can counter, if you'd like a little counter, you can windshield wiper the legs right and left. But you have a second one, you have a second bridge. So set it up. And then take it out. Remember, the front of the throat is soft. There's a beautiful curve in your cervical spine. The shoulders and the feet and the back of the head, the palate and the mouth presses down. You drive all of the energy into the palate of the mouth. That's your focal point here. And from the palate of the mouth, right, which is back and the back of the head, all the way out. You shine out through the knees, through the shins. Draw into the head, draw, and then lengthen out, shine out. Good. And then slowly lower down. You should have this all written up somewhere. Move that all my laughter's away so they can do even better. So a better cue. Yeah. If you needed even more so. Any way you want to counter, if it's windshield wiper legs, if it's knees in. Let's see. Yeah, one more. Oh, it's so full now. Deep breath in and out. Okay. Bandha Sarvasana. All right. So take a moment here with your elbows down. Bring your seat back down. So come down. Yeah, bring your seat back down. You got it. Okay. We're just going to really build this one. This is the last one. I'm going to really build it. Inhale and surrender to the earth underneath you. So even after manifesting, we just have to do that part where we trust and we wait. And we know it's coming. Hug the extremities and the dome and the palate of the mouth. What does that mean? Your fingers, what were we talking about before? The fingers, the arms, the legs, everything into the palate of the mouth. Right? Expand the pelvis laterally and broaden your seat. Lengthen the tailbone towards the knees and the shins. From the palate of the mouth, expand out. So take it away. I'm going to go let my dog outside. I'll be right back, but really enjoy it. Notice that natural curve still in your cervical spine, the shoulders, the head, the feet are down. And if you haven't already, slowly come on down. You did it. You're awesome. You are everything you've been looking for. So any way you want to counter, I'm going to go for that happy baby. When you're happy baby, you can reach for your feet, your ankles. Some of you really like your big toes, whatever you want to reach for here. As long as it feels good in your body. And it looks slightly like what I'm doing right here. You've got it rocking. You got it going on. It might be you've been rocking and rolling side to side. Good. Nice. All right. And then we're gonna roll to a side. We're gonna come up to a seated position. I know you want to shavasana, we will. Once you come up to seated, bring the feet out in front of you. Yeah. And then opposite, right? I'll do it this way. Bend your right knee. This could be where you are in your twist. And that is a-okay. Some of you might crisscross your right leg on the outside of your left leg. And that's fine. Some of you might keep that and then draw your left leg to the outside of your right sit bone. I don't know if you can you see my foot right here? Yeah. My sit bones are down. Now, doing this, right, with your left leg in, makes you rock just to one sit bone, and one sit bone's ungrounded. Just come back to A or B, which is what we just said, okay? Now, inhale, reach your right arm up. Right arm comes behind you. And take a moment here to inhale, get really tall through your torso. With your left elbow on the outside of your knee, or hug the leg in, right? Gaze over your right shoulder to the back of the room. So a few more breaths here, really rinsing out. One more deep breath in. Get really tall through the torso, twist, twist. Good, and then unwind. Other side. So all the same things still apply here. And so take a moment to set it up. So it might be an A, B, or C. Wherever you are is where you need to be. I'm just going to choose somewhere in the middle. Okay, so you still take a deep breath in, and we open up to what is, to the yes that's inside. Good. And then we exhale. Arm comes behind you. Inhale, get tall again. That's that right arm goes really tall, and you twist, twist. And as you twist, I'm going to come out of the pose so I can see you, but you stay in it. So first we say yes to the possibilities, and that's scary, right? It can be. It's like there's so many roads that you can take, and you are completely the co-creator in your life, and then that gives you a lot of responsibility. That's great because you have freedom. You have places you can go, so many places you can go, so many things that you're capable of, so many beautiful things. But then we have to still hug from the periphery to the core, right? So when you're twisting, it's that hugging to the midline. You might even notice that when you do that, that your inner thighs get stronger, right? Those inner thighs go in, back, and apart, and then you lengthen your tailbone. There's a deeper connection of that seat towards the earth. Deeper, stronger foundation of your core, of your center, being super strong. You hug everything into the seat of the pelvis in this shape. When the pelvis, you extend and you twist a little more. You're going to slowly come out of that. You're going to face forward once again. And the feet out, windshield wiper the legs. And just notice how far you've come in your practice today. It might feel the same, but I'm pretty sure you've made some changes. You shifted some stuff, and that's really awesome. Good for you. Good for you for taking the time to declutter your mind, if you will, just like I was decluttering my vision board, and to get really clear with where you put your body in time and space, but also how you think the thoughts that you think. All right. We're going to start to move closer to the earth for Shavasana, for relaxation pose. To do that, if you would like, you can go right into it. You might bring a shirt over your torso or your body, right? You might put socks on your feet. You might do none of those things. If it feels good in your body too, you might bring a knee in. That would be your right knee in. And then twist the right knee over to the left. Knees over the right shoulder. Take a full breath in. And then let it go with that. And one more like that. Deep breath in. And let it go with that. And back to center. Bring the right leg long. Pull the left knee in. Left arm out to the side. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. One more with that. And then find your way to your Shavasana, your relaxation pose. Om Namah Shivaya. Gurave Satchitananda Motaye Nishpam Panchaya Shantaya Nirvalambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchitananda Motaye Nishpam Panchaya Shantaya Nirvalambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchitananda Motaye Nishpam Panchaya Shantaya Nirvalambaya Tejase Om Shanti Om Shanti 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 Om. From here, just take a moment to deepen your breath as you wiggle your fingers and your toes. Deepen your breath even more as you bend the knees and bring the soles of the feet to the earth. And roll to your favorite side. It may very well be your left side, as that's where your physical heart resides. Let's take a moment here in this fetal position to find gratitude for showing up today in your body, on your mat, and in your life. And slowly make your way up to a comfortable seat. Bring the hands together before your heart. Namaste is a greeting, right? It means that the same light that shines within you shines within me. As you say namaste. Namaste, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Happy manifesting.